It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
So, welcome to Nerd Breaking News. Today, we're going to talk about international talk or international basketball, where LeBron James wants to go ahead and represent Team USA, and he is currently looking at other players to join him, including Steph, KD, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, and Draymond. So, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and go around. We have the kid on my left, the professor in the opposite corner, and the eagle right below me. So we'll start with the Star Spangled Banner. Eagle, go ahead and tell us your take on this story.
Thank you for that. Listen, clearly the USA team was embarrassed in the World Cup. The expectations were really high, and we get it. This is not the Olympics, but there should be an expectation of the USA team, considering that they were taking all NBA players to this competition to win it, not to be second place, not to be third place, but to win the damn thing. There were a lot of absences from the other teams that actually made it to the FIBA World Cup. We're talking about Serbia, who was missing the eventual NBA champion in Nikola Jokic. We're talking about a team like Spain that didn't necessarily have, all the great players that they had in the past, like Paul Gasol, his brother Marc Gasol. But they were a competitive team. But either way, not with the NBA talent that they were used to back in the other tournaments. And USA clearly failed. The reason why I think they failed, first of all, the players. I don't know who got together this team, but I'll tell you what, this team was destined to literally do not win and fail, just like they did. So no surprise there. I have a person specifically that I want to mention that should resign from USA Basketball today, and that is Grant Hill. Grant Hill was in charge of getting this team together, and mind you, the coaching staff, it wasn't that bad. I mean, yes, we have Steve Kerr, we have Tyronn Lue, we have Eric Spoelstra, so all really good coaches. They all have a ring. Okay, they all won championships in the past, but the team that they put together, clearly inexperienced. You could say, well, maybe Bobby Portis. Well, listen, man, get the f out of here. We don't want Bobby Portis in a USA team ever again. And we get it. He won an NBA championship, but he wasn't the one who won that chip for the Milwaukee Bucks. So my point is,
So,
none of
so the
these
question
players
is like, how far did Team USA? How far did they go? How far did they go?
Did they medal?
they didn't even make a medal. That's the point. Like this, all are supposed to be NBA players. And listen, they're role
Exactly.
players in the NBA. That's my point. Grant Hill should have known it, and the coaching staff should have
Hmm.
known it. Okay,
That is correct.
and they didn't. And my last point:
Hmm.
none of these players should ever be called again for USA team. Okay, that's it.
Well, it
Oh, let
went
them,
for a rant right there for almost
I,
three
got- I got
minutes.
I gotta I gotta go let the professor go. I'm dying to hear this.
I have an opinion that you probably never heard before. It's the Steph Curry effect. And let me tell you why. When Steph Curry went into basketball and he started shooting all those threes, all the other basketball players around the world figured out what was going on, except the NBA players. What happened with the NBA players, instead of being like Steph Curry, they decided to be like James Harden. And that is the actual problem. When you're looking at the NBA, and tell me I'm wrong, when you're looking at the NBA right now, when a player has the ball, his thought process is, what is the fanciest way I can score? Every other player in every other style of basketball across the entire planet makes a very different decision because of the Curry effect. Instead, they say, how do I score most efficiently? So what ends up happening is when you go into international play, keeping in mind the FIBA line is a little bit closer to the basket, you have these players that can't shoot NBA quality threes, but guess what? Using Steph Curry tactics, now they can hit those shots with no problems. So now you have random players who you've never heard of, like Rondé Hollis Jefferson or something like that, able to drop 40. And you stop and you're like, what? And you look at your guys, and because they're trying to do Harden, shimmy, step to the side, all this, they lose time, they lose points, brick after brick after brick. It doesn't work. And so the real culprit of this entire thing is NBA basketball. That's my hot take. And those players can't adjust because they've never played. It's been years since they played real basketball like the rest of the world.
All right, I'm gonna go completely
All right, kid, take it away.
different than what the Eagle and the professor were arguing. First of all, to the Eagles' point, there's only one man there of the whole damn roster who should be invited back, and that's Anthony Edwards. He's the only one. So that's the only edit to your commentary. In reference to what the professor's arguing, while that makes logical, reasonable sense because he always makes logical, reasonable arguments, it doesn't apply to what happened here. The facts are different. There's been 18 to 19 FIFA World Cup basketball tournaments. The United States have won 5. Yugoslavia has won 5. Nobody today is saying, you know what? Yugoslavia lost? That sucks. No, nobody really cares. There's no expectations. This is the U.S. basketball team. If you look at that roster as a totality, right, the roster they have, they went international in this squad, they would win a lot of basketball games in the NBA. So
Exactly.
the excuse, not the excuse, but the commentary, the whole James Harden thing, it actually makes sense. I do like that. But there's a comma to that. That doesn't negate the fact that you're still a professional basketball player.
Mhm.
They were more worried about that Olympic guy who said that it's not really a world champions. They were more passionate about his comment. They're getting mopped in the international play. Ant-Man is the only one he should actually pick up the phone call, but I'm willing to come back and do this. Everybody there, including AR-15. I know that Ye loves some Lakers.
I like him.
Austin was trash. Everybody was trash, and it's an embarrassment here's the bigger problem. They're lucky that wasn't the Olympics because we all know what happened to the 04 team. They're lucky because that 04 team, there's a reason why the 2018 was I think the Redeem team.
Redeem team.
Yes.
That 2018 outside of Jordan's squad is the greatest squad ever assembled. This squad will win 50 basketball games if you look at the rosters in NBA basketball. But
Absolutely.
You can't beat Julio from Puerto Rico. Come on, man.
You can't. Julio can hit those threes.
So do you think there are going to be any differences now that we have? So do you think there'll be any difference now that we're seeing LeBron bringing all the other superstars coming in? What do you think, Eagle?
I think so. I think that the fact that they get embarrassed like they did, they were all NBA players. It's gonna make a difference. Now, once LeBron says that he's interested, then all the All-Stars from the NBA are gonna be interested. The top caliber players, the Finals MVPs, and all of those people are gonna be interested. Obviously, the next international competition for USA team will be the Olympics in Paris in 2024. So there's a lot of expectation for that tournament. I believe that the USA team has been the Olympic champion the last 2 times, I believe, right? So, LeBron coming back and bringing probably Steph, thank you, sir, KD, and the crew back together, it would be amazing. And I'm sure that LeBron wouldn't fall short of the expectations that, wearing the USA shirt implies. I'll say this. I stand corrected. Thank you, Sergio, for that. I would agree that Ant was the only player who showed face on that team. I don't know why Paolo Banchero was selected. He could have gone to Italy. His mom is Italian. They needed him in that team. USA didn't need you, bro. Like, no way.
Yeah,
the guy from Utah.
Let's go ahead, Professor. Let's go ahead and get your opinion already.
Listen, man. I want to end this by saying, scratch that team.
Yeah, you're going off on a rant, man.
Okay. 2023.
We gotta share the time with the other people.
No, I love it. Let him get the rant. Let him get the rant. I love it.
Get it all out.
Get it all out. Go ahead, Raul.
That's it, man. Listen, scratch that Tyler's Halliburton. Man, you're trash.
On that, and you said you're done.
Yes. No. Listen, one more, because I have it in me. And you know why? Because this is personal. Tyrese Halliburton, I had love for you, man. You were part
Okay.
of the Sacramento Kings, and you were traded. And once you were traded, it's like your ex girl literally cheated on you with your best friend or something like that, and
Man.
you were going on the media criticizing the Kings for trading you. Listen, man, this is the NBA, and you went to the USA team, and you still played trash. Man, I don't want to see you anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
I love it. Go
So,
ahead, Jay.
Here's my take on the Levengers. So when
Woo!
we look at the Levengers, basically what they're saying is the only way that we can win is if we not only bring the highest caliber player in, but the highest IQ players in too. And I think that's part of the competition that gets lost. When you're looking at players like Curry, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, etc., what ends up happening is those guys are so exceptional at the game of basketball, they can play it on any single level, period. Thus, they can work around the NBA problem, as I call it. However, you also have your Devin Bookers and your Karl Anthony Towns. They're not it. So when you're looking at it, to me, the winning formula is if you take your best of the best generational players and you put them on top of the team that we already have. Because that team that we already have, even though offensively they didn't get it done, defensively, when you're looking at it, those are the only players in the NBA, aside from Draymond, that actually defend. So you got rid of all of them, you'd have no defense whatsoever. Because LeBron's almost 40 years old. He ain't jumping, he ain't rebounding. It's just not going to happen, okay? Kevin Durant, too. He halfway retired, too. Steph Curry, we haven't seen him jump in like 10 years. So somebody got to rebound around here. So we got to keep...
Dwight Howard would have been better, bro. I'm just saying.
What'd you say, Eagle?
I said Dwight Howard would have played more defense than all of these.
Don't even get me started on Dwight Howard. I'm passing it to the kid.
Yo, listen, these rants are. Hey,
Listen, someone needs to get Dwight Howard a job.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
It makes no sense that Dwight Howard is not in the NBA. It makes no sense that that man has been exiled to Taiwan. It makes no sense that Anthony Davis gets more credit for that Lakers championship when I saw with my own eyes
Anthony Davis.
Dwight Howard
Anthony
body Bam Adebayo in that for that first chip.
Anthony Davis, Jay, not Anthony Edwards.
Correct.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, correct. But no, LeBron talking about bringing Anthony Davis on that team too. I don't want Glass Body anywhere near there. Keep him out of there. We know exactly what's going to happen. One fall and it's over. And it's done. No gracias. Passing it to the kid.
Yo, listen,
Sign that man now.
I cannot wait for our, spoiler alert, NBA preview video coming up in a couple of weeks. If it's like this with these guys, I can't wait. By the way, we're gonna not spoil it, we're gonna have some guests coming in for that video. But anyways, I'm gonna disagree with the professor again. Two for two. Here we go. Why? These international teams have been playing together for years. These guys have grown up together. These guys know how to play. They know how to pass. They bled. They sweated. All that stuff. The guys that we put in together, we put them in the last 90 days. Here you go. Go play with the U.S. team. But it doesn't change the fact that what you just said earlier, you're like, oh, we need the superstar elite players to be. Of course we do. These have been playing together for 10, 15 years. We can't just put somebody in there.
Kill mosquito. Come on, Godzilla.
So we need these. Now, the one pushback I have is I don't know if we need all the stars, right? I don't know if we bring everybody because that's a little bunch of an overkill. Like we get it. We're the best team in the world. But that title, best in the world, I don't know. I don't know if the next 15, 10 years that we're not going to be the best, even with our best team. To answer Ye's question, they better win. They better win. Because if Carmelo Anthony won 2 consecutive gold medals, then anything can happen. Because Lord knows, as a Knicks fan, I didn't see that in actual NBA play. But anyways, go ahead.
Which is my point.
Dangerous to go alone.
I'm gonna start a rap against Anthony against Carmelo Anthony.
We're going to have to save that for another video. So we're going to cut this one right here. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. A big shout out to Lanebot, who is the musician behind our theme song. All right, till next time, this was Nerd Breaking